One, Uncle Andy in the house. Gonna make you guys happy today. We're going way back. We're going way back to 1987. 87. Yeah, I wish I had a Chicago Bulls hat, but this is about all I got here. I got this and I got a Cubbies hat. Let me put my Cubbies hat on. Oh. You guys know I podcast from Chicago, and today I thought I would tell you some stories, some interconnected stories I have with Michael Jordan. Yeah, do you know who Michael Jordan is? Chicago Bulls. Just sold his house in Highland Park, probably about 30 miles from here. Hey, Lori Lightfoot, yeah, you know her. How about Michael Jordan? Uncle Andy said he was in big trouble in 87. Yeah, we all were younger then and more foolish. But I had a buddy who had a friend. This is just one story. I got several Michael Jordan and Chicago Bulls, and who's the other guy? The Punky QB. The Punky QB, who would be what's his yeah, I don't know if his steakhouse is still there. He had one in Oak Brook. They just closed it. Who was the Punky QB? McMahon. What was his first name? Punky QB. Punky QB. What was his first name? Oh, man. Jim McMahon. There you go. So, Screwball 70 from Wales. Welcome, my friend. We got the Brits in the house. We got Uncle Andy. We got Gary FL. Got Joshua Kareen. I guess that's how you pronounce it. Hasn't told me otherwise, so we'll just keep going with that. Thank you. Thanks for joining, guys. Thanks for joining. Got some Michael Jordan stories for you today. If you don't know his house, his estate, huge house. I think it's on 7 acres or something. Just sold after like 15. It was on the market for 15 years. Beautiful house. Carry on. Okay, Carry on. Okay, thank you. How would you know, Uncle Andy? How do you know, Uncle Andy? How do you know, Josh? Are you Josh? Are you the same person? Okay, we won't go there. Oh my Lord. You haven't heard from it from years. Well, he's a billionaire now. He was only a multi-millionaire back then. But I worked with a guy who had a buddy that worked at the gas station that was just a block or two from called the Berto Center, where they practiced basketball in the suburbs. They had a practice facility in Northbrook, Illinois, called the Berto Center. And then they played their games downtown at the United Center, or the Chicago. The early days, it was the Chicago Stadium. But anyway, my buddy said he had a friend, and every once in a while, Michael Jordan would pop in with his. At the time, he was driving a Corvette, and he would pop in, get some gas, get something to drink, and his buddy would be there. He'd wave at him, say hello or whatever. And he said, very personable guy, very friendly. And he said one time his buddy was having a bachelor party for one of his buddies. And he asked Michael, he said, Michael, can you do me a favor? Can you get me we're having a bachelor party. Can you get me an autograph or a signed picture or something? And he goes, sure, I'll take care of you. And he said the guy said, that'll be the last I ever see of him. And sure enough, within 15 minutes, Michael was back. He lived probably 10 minutes away from the practice center. So he went home and got a picture and signed it and brought it back to the guy, and asked him, "What's your buddy's name?" And he personalized it right there and gave it to him. And my buddy's friend said he was shell shocked that he would do it. He thought that maybe he had some in the car, but that wasn't the case. And then also, like I said, this gas station was just a block or two away from the Birdo Center. But Jim McMahon lived like just a couple of blocks away too. And at the time, as the punky QB would be, he was driving around on like a Vespa or a moped. Jim McMahon would come riding down with his moped to get gas. And he says he was crazy. He was a crazy guy. He'd be driving his moped around. I mean, this is like a real busy area in the suburbs. Kind of dangerous to be riding a moped, but there's the punky QB driving his moped to the gas station to fill it up. Crazy, crazy. And there used to be a place also in the Glenview Northbrook area. I used to work in the Glenview Northbrook area, but there was a place called a steakhouse. Oh, I forget what year it was, but the early days of the Chicago Bulls with Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Horace Grant, they all used to hang out at the Prime Minister in Northbrook. It's since been torn down, but it was kind of a medium to a high-end steakhouse in the area, and they just liked to hang out there. They would hang out there quite a bit. And actually, Scottie Pippen owned one of his first homes in Glenview, which was just like 2 blocks away from the Prime Minister. Prime Minister was on Euclid and in Milwaukee Avenue in the Glenview Northbrook area. Yeah, I don't know if it was a Vespa or a moped, but it was like one of those things. He was famous for, I think he showed up one year at training camp. At the time they were training in Wisconsin, and he showed up with the moped or a Vespa, and he'd be tooling around in that. So there you go. Yeah, Jim McMahon, he was crazy. He was crazy. I think he no longer is in the area. I think he got divorced and now he's living in Arizona, last I heard. He pops up every once in a while in the Chicago media. He's got that CTE or whatever it is, that brain disease. He's not doing too well as of late. But so there you go on Jim McMahon. But I also ran into Scottie Pippen one time at months or what is that marine place? Oh my Lord, I'm having my senior moments today. In Arlington Heights, there was a boating shop. Let's see, what's the name of that store? It's a very famous there, West Marine. I don't know if you guys have them by you, but I was at this place in Arlington. I think I was living in Arlington Heights at the time, and I was in this shopping mall, and I was walking into I think it was a pet store, and there was this awesome Mercedes. My God, there was this loaded Mercedes. I think it was 4-door. Maybe it was a 2-door coupe, but it had the blackout windows. It was all tricked out, and and I had a feeling it was someone either from the Bulls or the Bears, and it was parked right in front of this boating shop. So I went in to this boating shop, and guess who was there buying like rope or something? Marine rope was Scottie Pippen and one of his buddies. Scottie Pippen was a big cigarette boater. When he was in Chicago, probably the middle to the end of his career, he had purchased a big cigarette boat and had it docked out here by my house, and what they call Fox Lake, where they do boat races during the week and on weekends. They got the big cigarette boat races that happen out here on one of the lakes. So he had his boat out here, and he was on his way to his boat, and he stopped to pick up some rope. So we kind of followed him around the store for 5 minutes, and that was before cell phones. I don't even think cell phones were popular, so I didn't even get a picture. But anyway, so there's another close encounter with Scottie Pippen of the Chicago Bulls. And then I got some more. So maybe 5, 6 years later, I went to work at a company